This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, the battle with rabbits in the regions is adding a unique series of hazards to a central Otago golf course. A horror-themed maze in Dunedin is raising funds for local charities. And the brunch and lunch proprietor is calling time on a 30-year career after making sure university and polytechnic students are eating healthy meals. Good evening, I'm Anastasia Munzer. The battle with rabbits in the regions is adding a unique series of hazards to a central Otago golf course. Numerous rabbit holes and scatterings of rabbit droppings have been causing havoc on the grounds of the Roxburgh Golf Club.
This picture painting 1,000 words of frustration for former Roxburgh Golf Club president Ralph Nicol. A rabbit infestation leaving the town's golf course littered with holes and droppings.
This year we've got an almighty problem with greens that are totally covered in rabbit marbles from one end to the other, and holes all down fairways, which are starting to turn into a bit of a health and safety issue with people putting rolling their ankles and falling in holes and things like that.
They didn't conduct their own poisoning program last year after the Otago Regional Council released the K5 virus in an attempt to cull wild rabbits throughout the region. Nicol says it clearly hasn't worked.
A lot of our income hinges on outside golfers because we're only a small club and we've got quite a bit of 18-hole golf course, so there's quite a bit of cost involved.
Not exactly an enticing prospect, and he says it's not only golfers who are feeling the impact.
Well, the whole course is actually on a recreational reserve which belongs to the community, but trying to get money out of the community board or councils, etc. is pretty much hard work.
The Central Otago District Council says the onus is on the golf club to manage pests, and the Regional Council says active control measures like poisoning and fencing is the responsibility of the landowner. But rabbits are just the latest headache for the 60-member club after flooding caused extensive damage to the course late last year.
And there's been a lot of damage done on our 2 or 3 of our greens, and we've basically spent all our reserve money trying to repair all that, so there's nothing much left in the kitty.
The course ran a tournament fundraiser earlier this year to keep the club going. They may have to run a few more if they're to get on top of the rabbit problem. In Roxburgh, The South Today.
A boy has been raced to hospital after an incident at a Southland school. Emergency services were called to rural Thornbury School just after 3 this afternoon after reports of a trapped and injured child. It is understood that the boy had been impaled. St John spokesman Gerard Campbell says they were transported a male patient to Southland Hospital with moderate injuries. A staff member at the school declined to comment when contacted by the Otago Daily Times. A pop-up horror-themed maze in Dunedin is raising funds for local charities. Fair New Zealand's latest scary offering, Warehouse of Fear, is being set up in the old Loan and Mercantile building next to the city's steamer basin.
Testing some moves to frighten the wits out of visitors. The fundraising charity Fear NZ are bringing their successful warehouse-themed event from Wellington to the former go-kart building at Dunedin's waterfront. The event features about 60 volunteer actors turned into horror creatures by a team of student makeup artists from Otago Polytechnic.
They can expect just about every fear and phobia that you could possibly think of. So yeah, we're just testing everyone's fear. There's claustrophobia in there, and there's medical things, and yeah, sights and sounds to be enjoyed by everyone.
With so many frightening scenarios on hand, visitors are given a gesture and a safe word in case things get just too scary.
So if you don't like particular scare, so just pop your hands up and say, that's no, not for me. My actors will turn away, but if you cannot carry on, the safety word's purple, and as soon as you say that, the masks come off, we take you by the hand, and we have cameras everywhere watching you, and a security guard will come and take you out.
And the experience is more disturbing than most visitors expect.
Our last event we had 56 purples, so yeah, and we had 10 people wet themselves too, so yeah. And we pride ourselves on wetting. That's what our actors kind of gun for, is to say they've got a purple or a wetting, so yeah.
The Horror Maze is raising money for Camp Quality South and Ariki Athletics and is already sold out this coming weekend, but will be open for bookings for the next 2 weekends. In Dunedin, for the South Today.
Foreign matter in a batch of mints has prompted Dunedin's Pak'nSave to recall the product. Packs of the supermarket's prime beef mince bulk, packaged in various sizes with the best before date of June the 5th, 2019, may contain pieces of clear plastic. The product is sold at Pak'nSave's Hillside Road store in South Dunedin. The supermarket is advising customers to check the date mark on the product label and warns affected mints should not be consumed. Customers should return the products to their retailer for a full refund. The Brunch and Lunch has been making sure students at the University of Otago and Otago Polytechnic are eating healthy meals on a regular basis. For 20 years, Errol White has provided food which parents would approve of, including roast dinners and healthy sandwiches. But he says it's time to go.
Dad to some, granddad to others. But at 64, Errol White is hanging up the apron, calling time on his 20 years of supplying food to students in Dunedin's North End.
Has anyone come in and accidentally called you Dad?
Oh well, yeah, that worries me sometimes too. Have a close look at those ones.
After more than 3 decades in the catering business, White has sold Brunch and Lunch near the student quarter and is officially retiring. But he's still at a loss as to why he's so popular.
I know, I didn't realise I was that popular actually. Yeah, I don't know, I suppose I've been here for 20 years and I've had the same staff for 16 the whole time. One girl's been here 20 years as well.
The former butcher says possibly one of the reasons for his popularity is the quality of the food, and he's been pleased to provide home-cooked food to students, which he believes their parents also appreciated.
Yeah, but I've been trying to build another monthly, but it doesn't seem to work, you know.
Having sold the business, he's working with the new owners and believes they'll keep the family feel of the shop, but he says it was simply his time to go.
I've been here 20 years this Christmas and 12 years at another shop out South Dunedin called Melbourne Dairy. I've just, about time I did, I think. I just always thought I would when I got to about this age.
Errol White says his retirement plans include travelling and painting the house. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, we check into an Oamaru restaurant with a famous chef at the helm. See you after the break.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
It's on again, the Regent Theatre 24-hour book sale starting noon 7th of June. Don't miss out.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent. And where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
The season has changed, and at Alec Campbell Menswear in our 3 stores, Cromwell, South Dunedin and Mosgiel, we have it covered. Check out these jackets. They'll keep you warm and dry and stylish. Of course, we're known for our fashion shirts, but in the winter we do have our lovely warm shirts. Look at them all. And we're known for our great range of winter knitwear too. Don't forget our stretch moleskins, 6 colours.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
We'll keep you warm and dry and looking just great.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Shop on Carol and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Come on, mate. The blue doesn't go with the brown.
Welcome back. An owner of a ute was recently seen driving with red and blue flashing police lights in Dunedin, which is said to be a serious charge of court. Police say a member of the public contacted them after they saw the holding ute using the lights illegally in South Dunedin last night. By law, only police vehicles are authorised to use red and blue flashing lights, and impersonating police is considered a serious offence. Authorities have suggested that the lights should be either destroyed by the user or handed over to police to prevent more serious penalties. One of Dunedin's best-known restaurateurs has now swapped his chef's hat for a business one. Michael Coughlin has been spending the last few years promoting Provenance Meat, which encourages farming in an organically sensitive and sustainable way.
Working out the evening's menu, Michael Coughlin, the one-time chef of Pier 24, is now out and about promoting his selection of meats to kitchens such as Awamaru's Cucina restaurant. And while he hasn't worked full-time in a kitchen for over 4 years, he's always keen to roll up his sleeves to cook a promotional meal.
Okay, so the lamb dish tonight, we've got some lamb topside that we're going to slow cook in the sous vide to a medium rare. It's got a horopito and fennel salt. Along with that, to give a different texture, we've got a lamb belly that's been slow cooked down, pressed, and then it's been turned into a little croquette with some panko and spring onion. To complement, we've got some smoked miso and cauliflower puree. Brings a nice umami and a slightly nuttiness to the dish. On top of that, we have got some pickled mushrooms. These are shiitake mushrooms that have been sort of cooked down and pickled in mirin and rice wine vinegar with some soy and ginger, and that'll just bring some nice earthiness to the dish as well.
Awamaru restaurateur Pablo Tacchini originally hails from Argentina, but he's enjoying including some locally grown ingredients on his menu.
I try to use local produce as much as possible, so it all depends on the season. Tonight I'm gonna be smoking the lamb, and I'm gonna make it into a ravioli. So we're using a little bit of beetroot in our pasta dough as well. Yeah.
His Cucina restaurant uses char grill cooking to retain as much fat in the meat as possible.
We always char grill. We try to keep as much of the fats as possible. We love to use the fats. It gives a really nice texture and flavor.
Coughlin's an ambassador for Otago producer Provenance Meat and says he's trying to encourage farms to move away from a reliance on agri-chemicals. And while rump cuts are one of the easiest to use in the kitchen, his company are promoting secondary cuts of meat as well.
Yeah, the topside's one of those cuts not very seldom used these days, and we've sort of introduced it into our price schedule there to try and sort of navigate chefs away from the lamb rump, which seems to be the most popular cut, and this just gives chefs a little bit more versatile playing around with. So it comes off the leg. Generally, if you look at a leg, the first piece that comes off is a rump, then there's the top side that just sits underneath on the inside of the leg there. So we're pulling that off separately to the leg because we think it actually deserves a lot more attention and as a premium cut rather than a secondary cut attached to a leg.
He says when meat isn't a prime cut, it will require extra care and thought to go into the preparation.
It is quite a coarser texture, so you do have to be careful with it. This is why you can either quick cook it and rest it out, so keep it really rare, but we find that sous vide, so we're going to be cooking it on sous vide at about 56.5 degrees for 2.5 hours. And that will break down the connective tissue and then we'll just reflash it again. So it's in the pouches there, we've sealed them off and I put them in with a bit of rendered lamb fat when we did the belly, just to sort of get some more flavour in there. We'll take them out of the sous vide, brush them with a little bit of Horopito and fennel salt, back on the char grill, give them a nice little smoky blackening.
Provenance Meat are already selling small quantities in specialty stores and online and have just filled their first exports to Asia. They also hope to eventually sell some of their meat cuts in South Island supermarkets. In Oamaru for the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, we catch up with a couple of Highlanders ahead of a home game this weekend. And we have a look at the outlook for Thursday and the weather heading into the weekend. See you after the break.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent. And where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
It's on again, the Regent Theatre 24-hour book sale, starting noon 7th of June. Don't miss out.
Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Autumn is here and it's too late to sow seed. But don't despair, Ready Lawn is the answer to all your garden woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 027 22 88 190.
The season has changed, and at Alec Campbell Menswear, in our 3 stores, Cromwell, South Dunedin and Mosgiel, we have it covered. Check out these jackets. They'll keep you warm and dry and stylish. Of course, we're known for our fashion shirts, but in the winter we do have our lovely warm shirts. Look at them all. And we're known for our great range of winter knitwear too. Don't forget our stretch moleskins, 6 colours.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
We'll keep you warm and dry and looking just great.
Ricky here from Beds R Us Dunedin, your local sleep specialists. Come in and try our huge touchscreen sleep selector, taking the hard work out of choosing the right bed for you. See you here.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Bowel cancer is
is, the second highest cause of cancer death in New Zealand.
And New Zealand's got a higher rate of bowel cancer than many other Western countries.
Because it's one of those areas of the body that we don't talk about often enough.
It is one of those silent killers almost, that if it strikes and if you develop symptoms, sometimes it's too late.
So it's a major issue.
Welcome back. The season will be on the line for both the Highlanders and the Bulls when they clash at Forsyth Bar Stadium on Friday night. With just 2 rounds of the regular season left, the stakes are high in what promises to be a bruising match.
Coming off a bye and 2 losses from 2 in South Africa, it's do or die for the Highlanders when they face the Bulls at Forsyth Bar Stadium on Friday night.
We know that if we want to get through to the quarters, we need 2 wins, so that's certainly our mindset, take it week by week. Everyone's focusing this Friday night on the game against the Bulls.
It's been a season that's never really got going for the Highlanders. Just 5 wins from 14 games sees them sitting in 12th spot on the 15-team ladder with just 2 rounds left.
Some weeks we're doing some things really well and then the next week it's not quite working, so it's hard to really pinpoint one thing, but I think if everyone can just give about 5% more each, then I'm sure we can put in a performance that we're really proud of.
The Bulls are coming to the end of a 4-week tour and sitting in 7th place after drawing with the Blues last Friday night at Eden Park. Dixon says they're expecting a physical encounter.
There's some big humans that are going to be running pretty much at the front door, so it's a great challenge for us. We're at home and you know what you're going to get, so you've got to prepare accordingly. So it's actually quite an enjoyable challenge playing a South African side.
Flanker Liam Squire's been named to start in his first game of the season, while fullback Ben Smith is still recovering from his hamstring injury and won't feature on Friday. But for his young understudy, the equation is simple.
I think we're at the stage of the season now where the elephant in the room sort of has to be addressed. Like, we can't, if we lose one game, then that's pretty much us done and dusted. So we know, don't want to put too much pressure on ourselves, but we know that if we want to go out there and win, then we need to sort of control the controllables and put our best foot forward.
The match also shapes as the final Dunedin game for the likes of Smith and Squire, as well as Waisaki Naholo, Luke Whitelock and Elliot Dixon. Crowd favourites will be looking for a send-off to remember in Dunedin, the South today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. A Central Otago golf course is struggling with an infestation of rabbits, which are making a mess of the grounds. A horror-themed maze in Dunedin is raising funds for local charities and scaring people out of their wits along the way. And the Brunch and Lunch proprietor is calling time on a 30-year career after making years of making sure university and polytechnic students are eating well. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Hayden.
Good evening, Anastasia. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks.
Lots of interesting stuff tomorrow. There's a fascinating court case in Invercargill today, pitting a Southland farmer against MPI. Obviously that relates to the Mycoplasma bovis outbreak, so we will read with interest to see what happens there. And a Dunedin student has been in the news. Now, as you know, students are only ever in the news if they've done something very good or if they've done something very bad.
Definitely.
This is one of the good ones, a very fine young man who decided to run every day for a whole year. Doesn't sound that exciting, I guess, but it's actually quite admirable when you think about it. There's a lot of, I'm sure, post-Hyde Street party days where students probably don't feel like running.
I agree, yes.
He ran every single day for a year, and bravo to that young man. We can read all about him on the front page tomorrow, actually. A huge discussion point is going to be the speed limit. Some new data out today from the NZTA suggesting that pretty much every stretch of open road in Otago and Southland is too dangerous for a 100-kilometre zone. It's just a think piece. There's no sort of suggestion there'll be an immediate law change, but that's going to create a lot of discussion from drivers.
Yes, I'd say so,
on their open road. The University of Otago has formally today declared its opposition to the mining proposal at Fulton Mar, so that story continues. And a couple of interesting rugby stories. Waisaki Naholo, the beloved Highlander, he spoke today to the media, so we get his final thoughts as he prepares for his last home game for the Highlanders. And Sean Hicks, 23 years old, Otago cricketer, very talented, retiring, walking away from cricket due to concussion concerns. So that's a huge blow for Otago cricket, a very brave decision for a young man, and something very topical, obviously, the thought of concussions in sport. So sports pages should be an interesting read tomorrow.
Awesome. Cool, thanks for that, Hayden. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's Southern View, safety first with a high-flying road cone on the Dunedin Railway Station's roof. Looking at the situation, a strong cold southwesterly airflow will remain for several days, bringing widespread showers, some snow flurries inland and gales along the south coast. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect rain with 11 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim are also set for rain, but slightly warmer on 13 degrees. In Canterbury, slightly nicer in the middle of the east coast, a few clouds and a mild 14 degrees in Kaikoura, a few more clouds and also 14 in Christchurch, and Ashburton is expecting 13 degrees. Looking at the southern towns, strong southwesterlies and showers. The Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore can all expect 8 degrees. Travelling westward to Central Lakes, tomorrow is set to feature freshening to strong westerlies, showers with a wintry bite. Alexandra should have 8 degrees and Queenstown 6, while Wanaka and Te Anau are due for 7 degrees. Looking to the northern towns along the coast, Oamaru and Timaru are in for light winds, some cloud and 10-degree highs. Omarama and Twizel are set for freshening westerlies, showers later and both should reach 7 degrees. In Dunedin tonight, cloudy with northerly winds with an overnight low of 4 degrees. Mostly fine tomorrow with a mix of sunny periods and high cloud and moderate northerly winds before showers in the evening. Looking at a high of 9 and a low of 5. Showers clearing on Friday but remaining cloudy and cold with strong gusty southwest winds, aiming for a high of 8 and a low of 5. Heading to Invercargill, rain easing to showers tonight with gusty southwesterlies. Some hail possible with an overnight low of 7 degrees. Fine periods at first tomorrow but mostly cloudy with squally showers developing again during the day and the chance of hail. A high of 9 and a low of 2. Showers clearing on Friday but cold with strong to gale southwesterlies easing only slowly. Looking at a high of 8 degrees and a low of 3. That's all for our news this Wednesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.